Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiance inanimate objects prove Natalie is demented. 90-Day Fiance star Natalie Mordovtseva continues to face backlash for her behavior throughout the latest season of 90 Day, The Last Resort. She's been trying to navigate her relationship with Josh Weinstein. However, she ended up getting frustrated and accused Josh of being unfaithful. This comes after it was revealed that Josh invited Sophie Sierra to Vegas. Natalie later apologized to the girls for her behavior, but some fans think she's still showing signs of being a psychopath. Keep reading to see why. The latest episode of 90 Day, The Last Resort featured Natalie gathering the girls to apologize for the chaos she caused during their night out. She admitted that her behavior wasn't appropriate. The girls accepted her apology. But Jasmine Pineda later mocked Natalie by copying her accent during her couch session with Ariella Weinberg. This led to the duo's endless laughs, and many 90 Day Fiance fans sided with Jasmine for being one of the most entertaining cast members so far in the spinoff. Meanwhile, Natalie continues to scare fans with her behavior. Some 90 Day Fiance fans on Reddit discussed a disturbing scene during the latest episode of 90 Day, The Last Resort. According to the poster, they noticed two rocks next to Natalie's bed. One of them had the words suffocation. The rocks were later identified to be the ones they used at the desert hike therapy. However, several commenters think a normal person wouldn't place such rocks next to them while sleeping. This led to speculations that Natalie Mordovtseva's psychopath issues are one of the main reasons why Josh Weinstein doesn't want to sleep with her. Those were the rocks from the desert hike nonsense exercise, right? I think you're right. Very weird of her to keep the suffocation one on her nightstand. She's giving straight-up psychopath vibes on this season. I didn't like her much ever, but felt bad for her with the situation involving Mike and his mom. Now I see her as a creepy, insecure gold-digging leech who has zero empathy or respect for others. She scares me like she is unhinged, and it shows to me I wonder if anyone else sees how unhinged she is. No wonder Zosh had his own room. Yejush is very afraid of her also. The evidence is in the infamous Sophie text messages, where he stated that he told production to reserve him his own room. I also liked the part of the argument where he said he didn't want to catch crazy nutta lie just deflated, and it was glorious to watch. It also appears Natalie Mordovtseva and Josh Weinstein's relationship has reached a point of no return. In one of their scenes, Natalie accused Josh of being a low-class, who would have sex with any female he ran into. The 90 Day Fiance star even said that she's afraid to sit next to him because she may catch something in the air. Josh fired back by saying he was afraid he might catch Crizzy if they kept arguing. He also looked uninterested while they talked, making some fans doubt their future. In the world of reality television, where drama and controversy run rampant, few shows have captivated audiences like 90 Day Fiance. Known for its wild twists, emotional roller coasters, and unforgettable characters, the show never ceases to deliver when it comes to stirring up conversations. Among the many couples that have made headlines, Natalie Mordovtseva and Mike Youngquist's tumultuous relationship has been the subject of intense scrutiny. But now, it seems that the drama has taken a bizarre turn. Recent moments from the show have led fans to speculate that it's not just Natalie's words and actions that reveal a troubled mind. Her interaction with inanimate objects may provide a deeper insight into her unsettling nature. While we often analyze characters based on their behavior, actions, and relationships, it's intriguing to consider how certain inanimate objects might unintentionally reveal a person's psychological state. Could these objects hold the key to understanding Natalie's erratic behavior? Let's dive into the strange interactions and bizarre moments that suggest something much darker. The doll, a silent confession. Perhaps one of the most chilling interactions occurred during an early episode when Natalie was seen speaking to a doll. At first glance, it might seem like a quirky moment. After all, many people talk to dolls or toys during moments of stress or loneliness. However, what made this instance unsettling was the way Natalie treated the doll like a person. She gave it a voice, expressing her innermost frustrations, speaking to it as though it were her confidant. What started as an innocent moment soon felt less like a playful gesture and more like a desperate need to control or manipulate the situation. This doll became a symbol of Natalie's struggles to process reality. It was as though she had created a world where she could project her emotional turmoil onto something that couldn't fight back or judge her. The doll became an extension of her mind, a physical representation of a much deeper issue. In a way, the doll wasn't just an inanimate object. It was a reflection of Natalie's distorted sense of control. The mirror, a window to her mind. Mirrors are often associated with self-reflection, but in Natalie's case, the mirror became something more sinister. Throughout the show, there have been several moments where Natalie stared intensely into mirrors, sometimes for prolonged periods. It's as though she was searching for something, perhaps an understanding of who she really was or a way to control how the world perceived her. In one particularly unsettling scene, Natalie stood before a mirror, adjusting her appearance meticulously while muttering to herself about how she was perceived by others. Her obsessive behavior in front of the mirror seemed less about vanity and more about an unhealthy fixation with controlling her image. This object, once thought to be a tool for self-reflection, became a symbol of Natalie's fractured identity and inability to confront her true self. The mirror no longer reflected the truth. It warped her perception, distorting what was real and what was imagined. The wedding ring, a symbol of delusion. In a show that revolves around relationships, it's no surprise that a wedding ring plays a significant role. However, for Natalie, the ring took on a peculiar, almost eerie significance. Throughout her relationship with Mike, Natalie's attachment to the ring seemed obsessive. She frequently gazed at it, twisting it nervously, as if the ring held the power to change the course of her relationship or bring a sense of stability to her chaotic emotions. But the ring also acted as a symbol of Natalie's delusions. At one point, she was seen claiming that she was married to Mike, despite the fact that they weren't legally married. In her mind, the presence of the ring was enough to solidify their union, regardless of the truth. The ring was no longer a symbol of love or commitment. It was an object she used to justify her fantasies and create a world where her desires could be manipulated into reality. The locket, a token of control. In yet another eerie moment, Natalie was seen wearing a locket that contained a picture of herself and Mike. While many might see the locket as a simple gesture of affection, for Natalie, it became something much more significant, a tool for control. Throughout their relationship, Natalie often spoke about the idea of destiny and how she believed that she and Mike were meant to be together. The locket became a symbol of this belief, but it also represented her need to possess and control the relationship. By wearing it around her neck, she physically anchored herself to Mike, carrying him with her wherever she went, even if he was emotionally distant or uninterested. The locket, like the doll and the mirror, was an inanimate object that seemed to hold a disproportionate amount of power over Natalie. It was more than just a keepsake. It was a talisman that served to reinforce her delusional world, where she could manipulate her relationship and the emotions of those around her. The clock, a reminder of time running out. In a more subtle but no less significant moment, Natalie was seen frequently glancing at a wall clock during a particularly tense conversation with Mike. As the seconds ticked away, the clock seemed to mock her, counting down the time left for her to salvage her relationship. It wasn't just the passing of time that unsettled her. It was the pressure of the moment. Natalie was acutely aware of how much time was slipping through her fingers, and the clock became a constant reminder of the urgency that consumed her. This fixation on time reflected Natalie's deeper anxiety about her future and her fear of being abandoned. It's as though she believed that time itself could either save or destroy her relationship, and her obsession with the clock showed how helpless she felt in controlling the inevitable. The clock was an inanimate object that symbolized her desperation, a silent witness to the unraveling of her hopes and dreams. The candle, flickering doubts. In one of the more poetic moments, Natalie lit a candle during a quiet dinner with Mike. The flickering flame was mesmerizing, but it also served as a metaphor for the fragility of their relationship. Throughout their time together, the candle seemed to represent Natalie's emotional state. One moment it was burning brightly, full of passion and hope, and the next it was reduced to a tiny flicker, barely holding on. The candle's flame reflected Natalie's own internal conflicts. It was an object that embodied both her hopes and her fears.